The boardroom went quiet the moment I stepped inside. My shoes clicked against the marble, too measured, too obvious. Every head turned. A light, breathy snicker floated from the far end of the table. My wife's voice. "God, he actually came," she whispered to her sister, who sat there smirking like her HR badge gave her the right to pass judgment. Thomas Crane, the CEO, went pale. His hand shook as he fumbled at his tie. "Dear God, is that really him?" he croaked. I smiled. "Yep, it's me, Tom. The same man you fired 6 months ago. The same man you replaced with my wife. Only this time I wasn't showing up as an employee." I took the investor's chair at the far end of the table. The irony was delicious. They had no clue what was coming. Claire used to tell people she admired my calm, that I made chaos look intentional. We built this place together. Late nights, bad coffee, endless spreadsheets. I handled contracts. She handled people. It worked until it didn't. She started staying late without me. "HR issues," she said. Funny, since her sister was HR. I ignored the warning signs. Unfamiliar perfume, a sudden fortress of privacy around her laptop, the hush that fell whenever I walked into a room. I believed in loyalty. I believed marriage and business could share a roof without rot seeping through the walls. I was naive. Then came the email. Effective immediately, your position has been terminated following an internal ethics investigation. Signed by my wife. Co-signed by her sister. Approved by the CEO who toasted at our wedding. They took my role, my equity, my reputation. So I did the thing I know best. I audited. It started with a name tucked into a contract. Silverline Holdings. A shell. Monthly payments routed through it. Nobody blinked because HR labeled the outflows consulting fees. Claire's signature showed up more than once. So did her sisters and Crane's. They were siphoning project money into Silverline. The very project I'd built, the same project they'd accused me of mismanaging. I didn't explode. I watched. Every transaction was another stitch in the net they'd woven, and I traced each thread back to the source. Then I found the kicker. Silverline wasn't a registered LLC. It was a placeholder account tied to my old credentials, basically registered under my name. They'd used my access to run the fraud, setting me up as a patsy. Something in me went cold. I didn't confront. I planned. First, I created silence. I disappeared from every feed and trace. No posts, no updates, no public life. Let them think I was broken. Second, I bought time. I wrote the board anonymously as an outside investor interested in distressed assets. Third, I founded Veritas Trust, an investment vehicle with one job. Quietly buy out Crane Tech's minority shareholders, the same shares they'd written off after the ethics scandal. For months, 3 fake names, 1 offshore account. Fourth, I contacted the authorities privately through a friend in the financial crimes unit and handed over everything. Every transaction, every forged invoice, every signature. Finally, I booked a negotiation at the very boardroom they'd used to exile me, under Veritas Trust name. They thought it was a rescue. They didn't know the buyer was me. When I walked in, they saw a ghost. Claire's laugh broke first. Her sister's swagger evaporated. Crane looked like he might faint. I set a file on the table. "You might want to read this," I said. Inside were photocopies of bank transfers, contract pages, and the Silverline registration showing my name. Claire flipped through the pages, hands trembling. "Where did you get this?" she whispered. "From the same server you forgot to wipe clean," I replied. Crane's lips moved soundlessly. "You can't," he started. "I can, and I already did. I cut in. The financial crimes unit got their copy this morning." The room fell into a real, suffocating hush. I slid a second envelope across the table. "Here's the acquisition agreement. Veritas Trust is now the majority shareholder." Claire's face drained of color. "Veritas, that's me," I said. "You handed me your company." I leaned back, composed. "Effective immediately, you're all suspended, pending investigation." Claire stood up. "You can't do this." I let a small smile lift one corner of my mouth. "You did it to me first." Crane's phone buzzed. His last sliver of color leached away. "The press." They're already reporting it, he breathed. Right on cue. I'd leaked the story 30 minutes before the meeting. Insider fraud at Crane Tech CEO and HR under investigation. The headlines would land before the elevators reached the lobby. As I gathered my papers, Claire's voice cracked behind me. You planned this? All this time? I looked back once and said simply, I just followed your process, step by step. HR approved. By noon, their access card stopped working. By sunset, Crane Tech's name was trending for all the wrong reasons. I stood at the same window they'd once shoved me out of, watching security lead them through the lobby. Claire kept her eyes down. Her sister did too. Crane paused, mouthed something that looked like, I'm sorry. I nodded once, not forgiveness, just acknowledgement. They say revenge doesn't bring peace. Maybe that's true, but it brings silence. And after betrayal, silence tastes like heaven. In the end, I didn't destroy them.